Sloe Jack.
What's going on, mate?
My dude, thank you so much for making a little time out of your busy schedule. Let's do it.
Fuck yeah, I've only done like 2 podcasts ever, mate. So this is a big deal. Big deal for me, mate.
We're going to learn together.
You know?
And I wanted to set this conversation up knowing that, who knows, as any conversation, you never know where the things are going to go, and that's part of the excitement. I am a fan of the content, and it's funny as hell. First of all, that's what made me be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Thanks, bro.
It's provocative, sure, but provocative doesn't imply or necessitate humor, and you're funny. Like, I showed one of the reels to my wife, who's like, you know, if your wife is down, and you're then that means you're like you're kind of mainstream enough, you know. It's like if the wife is like, that's
how you know you're accessible, mate.
Yeah, your wife keeps you in check.
But you don't want to be too accessible, you know. Exactly. You have enough fucking milk toast going around.
Whatever you're doing something because you're tapping into an appetite, and that's nowhere more true than on the gram. Like, you're just about to cross over into 300,000 followers. Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
that media, I think that rise is fair to say it's meteoric, right? I mean, like, how long has this been happening for?
Around March this year, I think we're on like 5,000 followers, and we were on 5,000 followers. Not that it's all about the numbers or whatever, but that's indicative of your general kind of appeal. Right. And I was doing music. I've been doing music since 2021, and we've been at the same spot for 5 years. Really only started trickling up, and then only March this year did it really start going, mate. Yeah. And honestly, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I'm just like, check my phone, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, there's all these people following me, and they're all saying, Jack, you're fucking sick. And I'm like, where'd you all come from? You know?
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but it's a weird thing. You gotta kind of come to terms with it. Yeah. In the same way, it's like the opposite of like a bad situation where you got to come to terms with it. It's like you got to come to terms with the fact that you're doing something significant, right? Yeah. So I still think I'm a fucking retard, you know, in my room, you know, jerking off, fucking making, you know.
So let me ask you, what was it a post? Clearly it was a moment.
Yeah. So there was a moment. So I'll give you a little backstory. Don't want to talk too much about it because it's not that interesting, but when I was,
we'll decide what's interesting.
Yeah, when I was doing the music for the longest time, I had a core fan base of people, and generally music fans are quite progressive, quite woke, you know, whatever. And I grew up, you know, small country town dude, so I have generally pretty old school opinions. I've got more of a socially conservative mindset where I just kind of look at the world through like a necessitative kind of lens, where I just kind of look at kind of, why isn't it just doing this? Why isn't it just like this? Where I don't have that kind of forward-thinking, kind of hyper contemporary mindset, you know? Yeah. So I've kind of always felt uncomfortable, like a fish out of water in the music business, because I've looked at the world and the people around me, and no one shares my sentiments. And I've kind of always felt like, oh, fuck, am I a pretender? Am I a fucking fraud? And my audience, you know, I never even spoke about my opinions to them, and they were super stoked on me. But I never felt comfortable doing what I'm doing. I always felt like a little bit of a pussy for not expressing myself honestly. Yeah. So, and I kind of thought, and I was like, you know, maybe the reason that nothing's working for me is because I'm holding back on who I am, you know, and what I believe, and and it shows in my music, it shows in my persona, it shows in my live show that I'm not expressing myself. And obviously art's all about expression. So around March last year is when it happened. I kind of decided that, you know, I'm just going to actually just start expressing my opinions more often, which I never did before. Like, there were no opinions of mine that were online or anything like that. And even if there were, it was always sugar-coated in some kind of like half in, half out. I just got to an age where I was kind of sick of being a fucking faker. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to be more me. And I hope that there's someone out there that resonates with that. And even if not, at least I'm being honest, and I can sleep at night knowing that I'm being real. Yeah. I made this video about, this was during like the Elon Musk. No, it was before that. It was a lot before that. I forgot what it was about. It was about,
dude, we're like 72 controversies in.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, there's like 10 billion things already this year. Yeah. I'm not even from this country, mate. I'm trying to keep track, you know.
God help.
But around March, there was this controversy on the left or whatever. And I kind of looked at it and I was just like,
which one? I follow the controversies.
I can't remember.
Can you remember?
I can't remember. It was,
Elon said something.
What was going on in March?
Was it the immigration thing in Britain?
Was that in March? Yeah. All right, whatever. Whenever it was. I made a video just talking about how that's just a bunch of bullshit and you shouldn't be vandalizing people's shit. And I basically said progressivism has taken a turn for kind of some kind of like, it's kind of got this like vandalism sentiment and this anti-American sentiment.
Yeah.
And I'm this Aussie foreigner who lives in the States. I'm a big pro-America guy. I think America's awesome. So I moved here, and I think making that video with that attitude and that like love towards America and its people and just wishing them the best and just kind of saying, you guys deserve better than this and this isn't what progressivism should be. It blew the fuck up, got millions of views, blew up on Twitter. You know, people like, everybody saw it, right?
Yeah.
And I went from fucking no one knowing me to then I walked down the street, Sloe Jack, what the fuck's up, mate? And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I remember when that first happened, I'm like, the fuck? But it was a big thing. It was this one moment of just like, fuck this, I'm gonna say some shit. Because it pissed me off. I'm like, you can't be breaking people's shit, you know?
Yeah.
Their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the bubbling volcano exploded. You said something that was just actually on your heart. It was emotionally charged.
Yeah, and I was swearing. I was like, it felt like a thing that I was holding back on and let for. It was like, and people noticed it, and people didn't know me, and I didn't expect them to know me. But there was something about that video that was very visceral and human. Yeah. And I haven't been able to recreate it since because it was so real. You know, now that I'm doing this regularly, doing my content, doing my music, I express myself, but I'm a little less. I'm not like overflowing with energy now because I can express myself freely. So that video is like a one-off cultural moment for my audience and me because it was like the only time where I busted a cap. Yeah. And I was like, I fucking went over the edge and I was like, you know what? And then after that, people were like, yo, that guy's fucking cool. And now I can just express myself. So I'm a little bit more chill and reserved and funny now. But then I was like, you know, it was pretty cool.
Man, because I only came on board. It was the video that you made where the poor girl got farted on, and
is that the one?
That was the one that I showed my wife.
Sick.
It was just because it was funny because it wasn't like. To me, it wasn't homophobic or anything like that. It was just like a comment on just like
farts aren't gay.
Yeah, it was just funny. Like I wouldn't like it if I had a fart either. But I also probably would not make a video about it and play for sympathy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane to be offended by that, but then it's fucking downright crazy to fucking make a video and post it crying. Right.
Absolutely.
So it's just like anyone can look at that and go, "That's fucking strange."
Okay,
you know?
Okay, audience. I don't know if you don't have to fuck with Jack's politics or whatever, but can we all agree that that pointing working up tears in your car or whatever, and then having the wherewithal to grab your phone and film yourself crying and posting
because
on
someone's fired on you,
or just for any reason. Like anytime somebody, like this is me going on for a second, but it's like anytime somebody films themselves crying and posts it for any reason, it's just like, okay, hold on a second. What you really had to do was go like, oh, I'm so upset.
You just go,
hold on a second. Where's my phone? Let's cash in on this
scrambling to capture this fucking moment of weakness.
It's just like people are not going to look back on this time in history favorably for a bazillion reasons, but that's one.
Yeah, and like I'm not much of a crier, so I don't really cry. So when I see people crying and filming it, I'm just like, it's just like not to be fucking nasty, but it's kind of pathetic. So I look at it and I go, so A, you're crying over a situation you shouldn't be fucking crying about, and B, you're fucking filming it, a moment of weakness, pure unadulterated weakness for the world to see. The way I look at it, I'm like, you're a fucking moron because all you are in this world is your reputation and the way you look to others. Yeah. And if you're like intentionally choosing to come across like a crybaby, and like that's your thing, and you know that's your thing because you're crying on camera trying to get pity points. And I think so that's generally where I sit in life, you know? When it comes to economics and politics and things like that, nuanced issues, you'd be a fool to pledge allegiance to any sort of political party or ideology, right? Because every individual has its own set of values and ethics and a moral code, right? Whether it's from the Bible or just your general preference, the Quran, whatever the fuck. But generally for me, I look at the social realm, and that's generally my domain, you know? There's a reason I don't talk about Israel, Palestine, because that's not my domain. My domain is the social world. So how we interact with each other, sociology, political kind of sphere, and it affects the rest of the world. So when I see a sentiment of like the modern world where the sentiment is let's broadcast ourselves in moments of weakness, moments and moments of strength and moments of anger and moments of outrage, it's too emotional for a functional society. So when I look at that stuff and I'm like, America never used to be like that. America used to be the toughest fucking country in the whole world. You guys used to be the rebels of Earth. You know, you guys literally came over and said, fuck your tea, we're dropping it in the fucking harbour, fuck your feelings. And England's like, and you're like, fuck you, we're going to war, mate. Get the fuck out of here. And now America is the leader of, it's still the leader of culture, but it's poisoning the water of the world because there's all these crazy people who think it's okay to like be a fucking crazy fucking crying lunatic, and it's poisoning the water, mate, because it's the more weird shit you see like that, the more acceptable it becomes. And people wonder why society has devolved into such fucking melodrama.
Yeah, I get it. And I want to talk about it, but I also want to point out maybe the bigger subject is that perhaps it's a self-solving problem insofar as long as it's not canceled and free speech is held up to be the highest standard in the land, which I think it should be, then these things that are presented are self-evident. So like this chick cries on the camera, and you're like, a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, that poor thing.
Yes.
But a bunch of other people will be like, fucking, what are you doing?
Yeah, and the court of public opinion will take care of itself.
Exactly. And so as long as, this is why it's just so critical that all the voices are allowed to speak, because nobody, you don't fucking know everything. I don't know. Nobody knows everything. Everybody's kind of right and kind of wrong.
Yep.
And as long as in the court of public opinion and in the marketplace of ideas, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
These problems will solve themselves as best as problems can be solved, just as long as they're allowed to be aired. The greatest, what is the greatest disinfectant in the sunlight, which is absolutely true. I want to talk about something else, and I maybe this can be a pivot point into your childhood, which I think is really interesting. I want to know more about. But so, like you said, your values weren't like everybody else's, and I feel similarly in a certain way. But I want to say that, like, there's a lot of conservative musicians out there. They're called country musicians, so it's funny to me that you grew up in Australia has a huge country scene. And especially like growing up in rural Australia, I would have thought that you would have been like part of that scene. And then everybody would, would raise their fist and be like, right. Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
So what, talk to me about that. Like, how come you got excited about punk rock, or I'm going to assume that that's sort of the background.
Yeah.
And why didn't you fall into the, God bless the Australian?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. Just sonically, I was a big fan of the Beastie Boys. Yeah. And regardless of all political disagreements, I just like their music. So I just like listening to...
Dude, everybody loves
the Funky Monkey.
Yeah.
Like that's my jam. I grew up with like Beck and Kid Rock and Beastie Boys. I grew up with a lot of grunge too. But I never grew up with country. Yeah. And it's Australian music culture is less homogenous than America. Like there's less like texture throughout the country. There's spots of bluegrass, there's spots of Irish heritage music, there's spots of country.
But by and large, it's kind of everybody.
But by and large, just a bunch of people who aren't doing what anyone else is doing. It's like Australia's not a cultural country anymore. Like Australia in the 80s, the 70s, you had like all these old bands and all this great rich culture. And now Australia, especially growing up where I grew up in a really small town in country Victoria, like there's not much room for creativity, and it's less, we don't have a creative country scene. It's more similar, I'd say it's more of a one of one with like that small town in like Alabama that doesn't care for music or anything at all. They just want you to work in the fucking mines, get in the fucking mines, boy. That's
the whole country.
That's a lot of Australia. And the only places that aren't like that are these big cities, which I never grew up in. So this country scene, this like mythical country scene exists, but it doesn't. In the same way, we don't have a country hub. We don't have a country city.
There's no small country circuit.
No, there's no country circuit.
Up and coming country.
There's a blues and roots
artist.
Country circuit, but it's like that was designated for the oldies, especially like when I was growing up in the 2010s. When country was in this weird state where it was before the massive pop off, very popular, but generally only in America. It was like big on a streaming kind of through a streaming lens, but like when it comes to just the general like actual culture with like musicians and that, good luck, mate. The only country music and the only organic music, the only rock you'd find is at a local pub or this or that, or in the city, which I didn't grow up in any of these like robust kind of music situations. So I grew up in a situation where it was just like, if you make music, you don't tell anybody because no one gives a fuck, Yeah. So, and also I grew up, poor and had a weird family situation. So I couldn't even afford to have a guitar,
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Well, how are they doing?
Yeah, they're doing good. My older brother's in construction. My younger brother's just a kid, so he's just doing kid shit,
Yeah. Teenage
whatever,
kids.
smoking cigs and fucking fuck you,
What you
fuck
were
the
doing?
government, yeah.
Where in Australia were you?
Huh? I grew up in this town called Bendigo. It's,
Give me, I know what it looks
so you know Melbourne?
Yeah.
3 hours from there, 2 hours from there.
Okay.
Something like that, just a
Not
drive.
like forever, not like in the outback.
No, I'm definitely not in the outback. We call it the bush. So
Yeah.
I'm on the precipice of the bush. But where I was growing up was a lot more rural. We call it regional Victoria now, but when I was a kid, it was like there was a milkman, there was a baker, there was a place called Mick's Bakery, and there was actually a guy named Mick that worked there. It's like, but now it's like you got fucking Starbucks. It's the Nashville effect, the same thing. Bunch of city folk move down, they bring their fucking chickpeas and bullshit with them, and then the town loses all its culture, and that's their thing. But it's so yeah, growing up there was interesting because as a kid it was like you play sport, you get a fucking job, mate, get a wife, get a house where you grew, like go get a house in the same street, and that's okay, like that's cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me. Like I wanted to be a rock star. I grew up watching like my favorite band Silverchair. I wanted to be Daniel Johns.
They're Australian, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They're fucking awesome. They're like the Aussie,
They're the Aussie
grassroots band from like when I was a kid and just before the 90s,
They were hitting really hard right when I moved to Nashville.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
And then they just completely lost the plot because Daniel Johns is like clinically insane, and that's why I love him. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I get that's awesome, and seems like you're doing it because you're here. You're again on the other side of the world.
Yeah, man.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, we got it working.
Yeah, you got to work it. But you sing about like you kind of, and I don't know if that's a ruse, but you're like, all I want is a wife and kids in a house by the river. That sounds like a longing for back home where you came from.
Yeah.
It's just like a long way to go.
Strange thing.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching this, if you're watching this, mate, and you've grown up in the country, like that like there's a lot of like parts of you growing up, you kind of resent where you come from because you feel like you're missing.
Yeah.
A lot. You're missing out on a lot. Especially in this modern world, you move to a city and you're like, oh, this is going to be sick, whether it's LA, whether it's Melbourne, whether it's Sydney, whether it's fucking New York, whatever. Especially if you're a country dude, you can't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle being in LA or New York or Seattle or anything. And
what do you mean you couldn't handle it?
I couldn't handle the energy.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle the fucking buzz and all the people. And you're around a million people, but you never felt so lonely because you got no true friends. Everyone's all bees in the hive, mate. And I grew up where you have two mates and you're only two mates forever. Mm. And your dad knows your mate's dad and they're all mates. Mm. So you grow up with this strange kind of family and you kind of grow sick of that because it's all you know and you feel like you're missing out. But then you leave and you realize that's all you need. And the more you mature as a man and you grow up, you go, oh, fuck, the world isn't about being near Lululemon, and being near the fucking train station. It's about fucking, I want a family. I want stability, and you want a peaceful situation, especially as a man. Men want peace, And so moving to the city, I didn't get no peace. So I'm just like, fuck. Is this actually the life I want to live? Mm-hmm. And that's why when Nashville opened its doors, and I came down here and spoke to me, man, because you can do all the music necessity shit where you got to go. We're on the podcast, we're on the thing, we're on the label.
Shit like this.
You want to get signed to a deal? Fuck off, cunt. Fuck your pen, fuck your paper. But you can do all that business bureaucracy crap that you have to do.
Yeah.
But then you can also go fishing down the road. You can go Gatlinburg, you can go fucking do whatever. You can go fight a bear if you really want, mate. So, and you can do that in LA too, but it's a 5-hour drive, Nashville's got this in this strange pocket where it hasn't fully lost what it was, but it's also morphing into something really cool. So it's like, you get a bit of both.
Best of all worlds. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I can really relate to that. I grew up in a small town in Idaho, which felt like very far from everything. And the world was happening out there. And also you had to like make up your own friends. And when I think about home, I lived here 20 years and I still feel like I'm on an extended field trip because it's not like it's like, so I think about my kids and where I want to, long story short, I think we're going to move back to Idaho at some point in the future just because there is just that like longing for peace.
What's it like in Idaho?
What's it like?
Yeah. It's just fields of corn.
Well, there's two parts. There's the potato patch where I came from, Idaho potatoes. You've heard of that? Famous potatoes. And then mountains forever. And the biggest
you guys fucking hate each other? Mountains are better. No, potatoes are better.
It gets ugly. Yeah. No, there's a, what do they call that? pruning. What the purge? There's a purge. There's a purge every 3 years. You know what I'm talking about? It's a whole series of movies.
Oh yeah, there's a purge every 3 years, and you guys should go to fucking war. Is that a real thing?
Lawlessness.
Is that a real Idaho thing?
Oh, I mean, where do you think it came from? We fucking invented that. Dude, it's gnarly.
Fair enough, mate. You Idahoans.
Yeah. So okay, we were talking before the mics were rolling about your quest for a live show, and you were posting about trying to find a venue that would pull the trigger on letting you play. Yeah. And I think that I found that story to just be part of exactly the kind of story it would be, which is like this outspoken young upstart who doesn't have any manners, who comes from somewhere really far away, is not playing by the rules, saying a bunch of shit that's scary for some people, and like wild. I
like how that's the way I look to you. I appreciate that.
This is it. No, I feel like it's fairly accurate. And but then he's got all this he's resonating with all these kids, and that's scary too. This guy, somebody's got to
he's got scary ideas.
He's got scary ideas. Yeah. We got to step on him.
And unfortunately, they're the ideas of just about every young dude these days. Like it's a real thing. Like it's like I'd be scared too if I was some millennial and I was like, but my liberal.
Yeah, well, you know? I mean, here the thing is about like. I'm like I think that you might identify with this as well, but like if I were to characterize my politics, I don't really like politics very much. I think it's all politicians are fucking
that's fair
liars.
Enough. Yeah, I agree.
You just have to pick your liar.
Pick the worst one, mate.
Yeah, but I'm like an old school liberal. That's where I live. I like free speech. I'm just not crazy, you know.
Like
liberal, when it got insane, it's where I was like, okay, hold on a second, and so I think that. One of the great sins of the progressive generation since 2014 or whenever was to tell a whole generation of young men that they're the problem, particularly if they're white, and that they're this toxic masculinity, which used to be just called masculinity, is now like something to be ashamed of and suppressed.
And people wonder why we have a new generation of fucking virgins jerking off in the basement, mate.
Yeah, you created it.
Yeah, by
not letting them be part of the club and not letting them be part of the scene.
But they are the majority of people, so it's like a losing battle, mate.
So somebody had to come along, and I feel like that's exactly what you're tapping into. Is you're not going down, you're not apologizing, you're not putting your head down, and that's part of why I wanted to have you. Yeah, you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like a young man.
I'm a young dude, and I'm you know, people like me get painted in this brush, like we're all got some kind of demon within us, like you said, that toxic masculinity phrase. That phrase is getting weaker by the minute because no one's falling for that. Because
I agree.
We all need that toxic masculinity. Is also that masculinity that fucking saves you from a home invader. It's a necessary, volatile
That's what I'm saying. It's used to be called masculinity. Yeah.
You know, and then people, you know, and people wonder why society's full of cowards. You know, a bunch of young dudes who are afraid to go talk to a girl. Bunch of women who are like, why are there no fucking dudes available? Because there's a bunch of dudes. Dudes don't know how to talk to women. There's got a bunch of fucking kids on Reddit, you know, like just a bunch of like, it's a maladjusted social climate that's very like strange on the man side because you get all these kind of just general urges as a man, these characteristics of who you are that come out. Like you want to be disagreeable, you want to be aggressive, not in the sense of like you want to fight people, you want to go for your dreams, you want to compete. Right, but we live in this world of like participation trophies and don't compete. Let other people go by. Be a pacifist, right? But men naturally, we want to fight shit. We want a common enemy. We want to like get that raise. We want to battle each other, and that's a thing. So and men naturally, we just want to fucking fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And we want to be bombastic. We want to be a leader,
That's why sports are awesome. That's why everybody loves sports.
Yeah, people wonder why do you watch sport? It's like, dude, because it's a bunch of fucking... It's like it's a gladiator fucking thing. You know, you're watching it, you're like, fuck yeah, that's my fucking tribe. You know, there's something about that. And you don't get that in the day-to-day world. You know, some people get it through fucking, you know, being racist or whatever. That's how... You know, that's not for me. I'd rather just go for sport. I'd rather be prejudiced to the fucking team I don't like than a person.
That's part of the reason why sports were invented. It's a socially acceptable way
to
be tribal.
Expression. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't push that down, or it becomes just unadulterated chaos, right? And that's the problem.
Bounded by rules, which is what civilization is. It's just a great way to just get off your steam as a man or a woman, whatever.
But we've just basically had these fucking... These browbeaters, these people going, shh, not your time, shh, everyone else's time, let everyone else speak. But then you're like, what the fuck did I do? I'm just some dude. I want to fucking be successful.
Yeah.
But you live in this world where you can't even express those like ambitious behaviors, you know? And they're so vital to society, you know? You just look at, I don't really give a fuck about this kind of stuff. Like, this shit's way too big for my small pea brain. But, like, let's look at how no one's having kids, man. No one's having kids anymore. Like, that's huge. That's a huge problem. And no one understands that. You know, people go, oh, well, the world population's going down. That's good. Mate, we're going to go fucking extinct, mate. Yeah. America's going to be extinct. And whoever the fuck wants to come over, just come over. You know, it's a big deal, mate. So, and that's a symptom of it's a cause of what happened. 100%. You know?
What's the replication rate? That's not the term, but in South Korea, it
sounds like some clone shit.
It's 1.4.
Yeah.
So your replacement rate's really off. My wife, we have one kid, and we were talking. I want to have 3. I think that we're going to. She made a post about it, and one of her friends that's maybe my age, maybe a little bit older, but I would just say like the generation that's just kind of like still watching CNN. You know what I mean? She was just like, well, I think that I have one kid, and I just am really worried about the population explosion, or I'm worried about population growth. And I'm just like, that was like a 90s problem when we thought that was happening. We were way past that. Like, now we need people. And
we're actually running out of people.
We're running out of people.
Everyone's getting old, and we got no young ones coming in.
Yeah, and so people don't think about this through, but your generation doesn't think about it. I never thought about anything when I was 20 that was beyond 30. But like the whole Social Security deal works because the kids that are working are paying into the Social Security that's being paid out to the older generation. So you have a whole bunch of old people that are claiming on it and no young people to work. It's gonna be a huge chaotic problem.
And especially since
coming.
Yeah, and especially since the money making generations are dying off, right?
Yeah,
you got these boomers,
no, totally.
The ones that have the property, and it's all getting fucking, you know, BlackRock's gonna have it all by the end of it all.
Yeah,
and so you got all these generations, especially our young generations, that are very like anti-work. Like, there's a very big sentiment about people just don't like labor. You know, people like to be on welfare for the whole. People love that, like, EBT. Like, my generation, they love the EBT. They love like getting on the dole. You know, being a dole bludger.
That's crazy,
and it's a thing.
That used to be a shameful thing.
Well, to me it is.
Yeah.
I've been on the dole and I wasn't proud of myself. You know, I was living in my car and I was like, "Fuck, I'm taking taxpayer money to fund my miserable existence."
Yeah,
I understand.
I
understand if you're in a wheelchair and you're actually retarded and you're like, "I can't hold down a job because I'm retarded."
Yeah,
like, here's some cash. Like, of course, like, you're a human being like everybody else. Yeah. You deserve necessities, and you can't provide them for yourself. But if you can provide them for yourself and you just don't want to work, you're a fucking burden, mate. I made a whole video about it the other day. I went fucking insane because everyone's like, "Yeah, that's true." It's like, yeah, because someone's going to pay your bill, and when there's no workers left, no one's paying anyone's bill.
Yeah,
and no wonder you got a bunch of these kids who want communism and they want a socialist because it's fucking government handouts.
Yeah.
Until you're in the breadline, you know, it's sick. Cool, bro. But until that money dries up and no one's working, it's a utopia for 5 years. Yeah. Soviet Union, fucking bring that shit back.
Totally.
Man.
People have no sense of history. It's crazy. Hey, here's a question. So you made quite a name for yourself with the commentary, the social commentary. That's what we decided to go with that term.
Yep.
And
the shit talking.
Do you have any concerns about it, like overshadowing your artistic contribution, like your music, the musical side of what you do?
Not really, because I feel like generally my goal as an artist, like, and just as a person and a character, is I just want to be a person that can express himself in any way possible, in every way possible, and be as wide-reaching as possible. And right now, dude, my personality is leading the charge. Everything will follow suit. So on a business level, I'm not stressed, because I know if I get massive with my commentary and talking, it's going to trickle over to my music, so it doesn't affect me in that way. But generally, it doesn't affect me on a spiritual level as well, because I'm still achieving the same goal. I'm still able to share what I believe with people that want to hear what I've got to say, right? And regardless of if it's on a public forum talking your opinions on social media or it's writing a song, you know, I don't mind it, bro, and I'm really happy about it. Like, you see these people like Snoop Dogg, right? He's transcendent of his music. Not a lot of young kids will be listening to Snoop Dogg, right? But we all know him. He's on the fucking ads on the TV. He's at the Super, and he's hilarious. He's transcendent of everything he's ever done, and he's this like larger than life character. And that's what I aim to be, you know. And you look at all the successful people these days, the truly successful people, not I to hit album or I've got the machine behind me, like Universal's pushing me or whatever. It's like the truly massive people are like multi-tools. Like they're more of a personality than they are anything else, you know? And the world has an appetite for it. Just look at Noel Gallagher's resurgence. Like how people realizing how fucking hilarious and provocative he was. It's like people didn't know, like the young kids didn't understand
I don't know
that.
any of Oasis's music except the one song. But
Yeah,
I know
they're a great band. They're one of my favorite bands. But
I know
isn't that indicative of?
That's what I'm saying.
But,
to your point,
he's equally as iconic. Even though you don't listen to him, you still know he's iconic and revolutionary. Just in the in general sense that he exists and he's like a thing, you know. But you don't even listen to his shit. So that's like. So it's like to me, I'm like, well, I'm gonna sell my stadiums one day. I'm going to sell my big shows. I'm going to do all those things. But I'm just going to get there, whatever fucking works first, mate. And if my social media is killing it and people resonate with it, people want more, like I'm going to provide that shit for them because it's cathartic to a lot of people. You got a lot of youngsters like me who are like, fuck, there's no young. We got a lot of like these old talking heads or whatever in the pocket of these politicians.
Yeah, Tim Dillon. You know, it's like Tim Dillon or any of the Rogan crew.
Yeah, I love them all.
They're 40.
But they're like their dads and stuff. I don't think like I think they're all no. I think they're cool. Like I'd go on fucking Joe Rogan in a heartbeat, mate. If he's fucking ever like get me on, I'll get on. You know, but like,
you're going.
But you look at, I'll get on there. Yeah. But in the same way that there's like he represents that working class man, right? The father. Like he's big with the kids, obviously. He's big with everybody, but because he's just massive. But that's how he popped off. He represented this subset of the population that just questioned everything they heard. It's a big thing, bro. It's genius, right? And everyone's like, oh, how'd that work? But it worked. You know, and that's how it. So for me, I'm a youngster. Not a lot of kids that say what I say and have I'm not going to say I'm articulate, but have the lexicon and the humor to back it up, to be funny and to actually get message across in a way that people actually want to hear it, you know? It's refreshing to a lot of these kids. They're like, oh shit, I thought everybody my age was all progressive and holding up signs for shit they don't understand. There's some OG, old school young dudes who are like old men in training, you know, and that's most of men. Men are disenfranchised at the moment. I got a lot of women follow me, you know, but I think it's because I look like Timothy Chalamet.
Look at you.
Ooh.
Piece of candy.
Ooh. Butter me up. You know? But no, men look at me and they're like young dudes and they're like, fuck yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You know, the main comment I get is, this dude's just my train of thought incarnate.
Yeah.
And not to mention I have this funny accent. It helps, but it's like, I'm just grateful that these people think I'm valuable, you know?
Yeah.
And they think I'm cathartic. I express a part of them that they can't share because they'll get fired from their job. Or they'll get ostracized from their family because of these like loud, nasty, kind of like sanctimonious people, you know, sanctimonious pricks that say you can't have a controversial opinion, you can't have a conservative thought.
We will tell you how to think, and you will be grateful for the thoughts you have been given.
Just look at what happened after the election. Like, I'm by no means Trump, dude. Like, I disagree with most of the stuff he does. I'm going to be real. But I'm not like a liberal, left-wing kind of dude. I'm just a social conservative. I'm generally quite a moderate guy. I'm the average guy, right? I'm not like we bombed fucking, you know, I'm like, I don't want that. You know, I don't want anything. So I'm just like, I just want peace, but I want common sense. And that's just the two words I really try to put forward. But the way I look, what was I even fucking talking about?
Music overshadowing your social messaging. But
yeah, but
we're off to another thing.
But yeah, man, but I just look at it and I'm just like, I don't even fucking, guys, if you're listening to this, you're probably
right down the barrel.
You're probably just like, I can't wait to hear what you've got to say next. And then I just lost my train of thought. So you're welcome, cunt. But
he's a mere mortal after all.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm like 25% retarded. No, but I straight up just like, people say I'm their subconscious or their train of thought incarnate. That's all I try to be, mate. I don't agree with all these people, but I'll just say my thoughts and I just try to be truthful, mate. Yeah. That's it.
I love it. And you said sanctimonious pricks. And I think that's a great segue. About. That's a great segue into maybe you playing a song live. Could you do that?
Mate, actually, believe it or not, I got a song called Fool's Gold. And it says that, isn't it, mate?
Dude, it's like you're a prophet.
Yeah, it's almost like we...
let's set that up. And maybe, can you set this up, the song that you're about to...
Yeah, it's called Fool's Gold. It's about like I said, sanctimonious people who just generally, the picture I had in mind is that upper middle class, sheltered, privileged kid who goes to the nice uni, goes to Belmont, goes to, he's very well off, doesn't identify the fact that he's well off, thinks he's just the average person.
Parents definitely bought him a car for his
they bankrolled his whole life, right? And he has this kind of like classist nature where he looks down on the working man and he thinks that we're backwards. He thinks that we're stupid. He thinks that we're the people that need to be told what to do, need to fall in line. It's generally just a class issue because it's been a thing. They're the social elite. That's how it's a true thing, right? But I look at these people and I go, well, you hold your little sign for the Middle Eastern conflict and you hold your sign for stop the oil, but your clothes are made of oil and you buy the iPhone that's made of the fucking minerals and stuff from the farms and the mines in Africa. You're a hypocrite, but you preach this tolerant message and you scream that you're infallible. And you call us hypocrites, you call us morons because we own the fact that you can't be perfect, right? And so, sanctimonious pricks. And the song's called Fool's Gold because generally it's all a facade, mate. It's all performance. The performative activist crap that you see every day. Everyone's sick of it, mate. Throwing fucking cans of soup on the fucking Mona Lisa or blocking traffic, You see these fucking lunatics, mate. I look at that and I'm like, what's that going to achieve? People just hate you now, Spreading awareness, awareness that you're a fucking idiot, But that's what the song's about.
Let it rip.
Let's do it. This song's called Fool's Gold, mate. Check 1, 2. You're an over-medicated fool. You ain't much apart from that. Just a loser trying to feel cool. Better raise that sign and polish up the act. It's a world of people. Be the change. Tell me what to do, say, and where to pray. Sanctimonious pricks. You ain't shining, fool's gold. You ain't shining, rotten to the bone. You try to look real, but you act so cheap. You might fool them, but you won't fool me. You're a punk rock singer from the cul-de-sac. You role-play rebels and you wear all black. You're not a savior. It's strange behavior. You don't make your bed, you just send in that. Keep that in, I don't give a fuck. Sanctimonious pricks. I'm not doing that again. You ain't shining, fool's gold. You ain't shining, rotten to the bone. You try to look real, but you act so cheap. You might fool them, but you won't fool me. Alright, one more time, take it up. You ain't shining, fool's gold. You ain't shining, rotten to the bone. You try to look rare, but you act so cheap. You might fool them, but you won't fool me. You know what? One more fucking time, mate. You ain't shining, fool's gold. Yeah, you ain't shining, rotten to the bone. Yeah. You try to look rare, but you act so cheap. You might fool them, but you won't fool me. And freeze. Fool's gold. Bang.
Let's see. I think America's a crazy place, but at least it's not Great Britain. Y'all,
bro,
what the fuck is going on over there?
UK's fucked, mate.
UK's in deep shit, I think.
Yeah, but I'm a little biased. I think we might be a little bit biased, mate.
I think we are, but part of the reason why they are is because of that stop oil shit and like the bananas activism. Like you're just hurting people. You're hurting your fellow countrymen by blocking traffic. These are people who are just trying to support their families. And you're just like, well, we've got to send a message. I saw a podcast. Are you a fan of Trigonometry? Those guys?
Yeah, I've seen Konstantin Kisin.
Yeah, Konstantin.
He's fucking really smart.
He's
I saw him at the what was it, Oxford recently.
Yeah, he held his own. He held his own.
Yeah.
The guy's shrewd. He's funny as shit too. He's
very smart, very shrewd, like you said, but very like articulate, intellectual.
Absolutely,
and, very refreshing in this modern world where everyone's like.
he was in a debate with a lady, with a Stop Oil lady, and just to point out the bananas behavior is that like he was like, okay, so what is the UK's contribution to net global warming? And it's like 1% of of the oil that UK uses. It's 1% of the whole world's total output. So he's like, so if you got Great Britain, the whole entire country, to stop using gas, what impact would it have on the world? And she just wouldn't answer because it's so pathetic. Yeah. But I think this is what I want to say though, is it's like everybody thinks they're right. You know what I mean? It's like
everyone has this inclination to think
they feel like they're doing something right.
Or they're in the pursuit of the right truth or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's important to like. This is where I'm at. I'm not trying to say where you're at. Whatever. It's one thing to be to say you're a fucking idiot and that your behavior is wrong and and you're gonna make people who think your way go like and you're gonna build a big tribe up around yourself, but you're not gonna win over the other people. Yes. And I am just like I can't help, and this is my personality, is come from a perspective of always trying to understand what is your like why do you think the way you think, and say like cool, and try to make an effort at least to that person to understand them, because then they'll be like, okay, maybe there's some softness here, but if you come, I'm not trying to say you should do anything different. Fucking be yourself. 100%,
oh, mate, don't worry. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm the opposite of Olive Branch. I'm abrasive, mate. I'm like, yeah, guys, what do you think?
You're an olive whip.
Yeah, fuck them. I know it's not helpful to the discussion, and I think about that a lot. I have that back and forth mentally.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, that's interesting.
It's like
I think it's a great way now, but I wonder at some point you're going to have a huge following, and it'll be interesting because you don't want a whole bunch of young disaffected men being just like fucking dykes. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like angry and calling other people names.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's like the way I look at it, bro. Like I had this point where I was making my videos and I was kind of getting an audience that I didn't really like. I was getting a bunch of people who were like actually hateful people. And I decided to make a full switch up on the way I talk and just the way that I express myself, because I felt like I was responsible for a lot of BS, you know? Like there was I did this series where I'd respond to hate comments, and I'd like do this critique because I'd be like rude or whatever, super nasty, and then I'd like take a screenshot of their profile and joke on them, or hang shit on them. Wouldn't tag them because I don't want people to hate on them. Just want to like have a little bit of fucking closure. But I realized that with some of the things I was saying, I was being a bit too nasty, being a little bit unfair, punching down a little bit, and it's a bit of a bully. I don't want to be a bully, right? I want to be a champion for just a general kind of unspoken truth or a common sense, right? So I don't want to be like, yeah, fuck them, as much as I want to say, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just saying, guys, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that will invite people over. And honestly, I had that moral back and forth quite recently, because all recent, but recently in the timeline of this short episode, right? But I've looked at it and I've gone, all right, so what's going to be my effect on the world? What's my footprint going to be? I don't want to be the guy who sits in an echo chamber and says the same fucking shit. Yeah. I want to challenge my people. I want to challenge myself, but there is this desire to just take part in the chaos as well. So to me, I'm just like, I'm ever changing, ever morphing into what I'll probably be down the line. But all I want to be is just myself and be truthful, but package that in a way. It's not going to fucking start a war, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start a war. I'm just trying to express my viewpoint. So when I see people going, fuck this group of people, you know what I mean, guys? Yeah. I'm like, fuck, I could be that I could really be that if I wanted to. And it would probably get me a huge spike of growth, but it would cap me off at half of everybody. Yeah. You know? So I'm just like, and I'm not that I'm going to hide what I say, but I just don't want to be that. I don't want to be mean. I'm not a mean bloke. Like people who know me in real life, like I'm a good dude to have a beer with. Like, that's kind of what I pride myself in being, just an Aussie larrikin. Like I'm a funny bloke who speaks my mind, but I'm not fucking anti-gay. I'm not anti-anything. I personally think you should do whatever the fuck you want, but we got to know that things exist. There's norms in life. There are different types of people. We're not all this like community that has to be all the same. We shouldn't be a homogenous group of slime who have this same ideological consistency. So I just look at the world and I'm like, well, we're all different. We all disagree on things. We all have a right to be a person and do what you want. That's a free country. That's America. That's like why I moved here, because in Australia you could say that prime minister's a cunt and get arrested, you know? But in America, it's like, you could say whatever the fuck
half
you like.
of America is saying the president's a cunt.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But so it's like...
fine. No,
so when I look at...
love America
yeah,
for that.
so in real life, I want to make sure that I'm the same as what I am on the screen. I don't want people to like be friends with me and go, why is he so nasty on the screen?
Yeah.
And so the only thing I want to do is it's like, if I'm nasty, it's got to be warranted. And that's the word. So I'm a fucking abrasive dude in real life too. If I disagree with you, I'll make sure I tell you, you know, and I'll say, this is what I push back on. But I'm not a nasty guy up front. I'm not like, fuck you, dude, whoever. I'm like, this is a warranted. If someone comes at me or someone attacks my ideology, it'll warrant my response. But if it's unwarranted attack on my end, that's not helping anybody. And that's what's a
then
problem.
You're the asshole.
Yeah. So I'll only comment on shit if it's something that's truly harmful to society, like people breaking Teslas or fucking
statue in New York.
Yeah, the big penis statue.
Fuck that penis.
Whoever made that's a retard. They got to stay away from schools. It's in the middle of a fucking public place. A big cock in the middle of the disgusting. But it's like, I'm not going to fucking say, you look fucking weird, let me make a video about you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's why when I see comments, you know, sometimes people say, yeah, fuck the liberals. I'm like, no, not fuck them.
Yeah.
You know, not fuck the liberals. Not fuck the progressives. They're you and I. I'm a Christian man. I love everybody. And that's the thing. Like, and sometimes love means tough love. You got to tell people they're retarded. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to fucking say, fuck this person or I hate this person. I don't hate, you know, I don't hate anybody.
Well, hopefully not anybody.
No,
yeah.
I don't want to ever, I hope I never get to a spot where I actually need to hate anybody.
I mean, if you do, then you know you're sort of in the wrong spot.
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah. If you're operating out of hatred, you're a problem, right? But yeah, so like sometimes I'll look at the video and I'll go, that's too much, mate. You're just trying to be.
Wow,
you're trying
even
to,
Sloe Jack has a moment where he's gone.
Well, yeah,
too
it's
far.
not like it's not me. It's performative, like yeah, like it's me playing into the character almost. But in real, I'm just going to try every time every time I make a video, I just try to make sure that is this actually something I would say, or is this me holding back, or is this me going too far on purpose? Because sometimes I'll make a video, I'll be like, why didn't I say the right thing that I knew I was supposed to say? Well, I'm deleting that video. I'm not posting that. Or sometimes I make a video, I'm like, why the fuck am I attacking this random person for no reason? I'm just trying to be funny. That's not funny either. That's whack, you know?
Yeah.
We have too much of that on TikTok. Look at this guy's weird haircut. Fuck you. But if they hate on me, cunt, and I make a video about it, sure. But if it's like it's got to be warranted. That's all I've got to say, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the moral battle you have when you're taking part in the chaos, which is the modern world, you know? But yeah.
Just a general phone question, because I think that one of the things that's just making everybody crazy wherever their politics are is just we're all on our phones too much. And I feel like as a guy that's active on social media, you're probably on your phone a lot. Yeah. And how do you balance that, or do you even try? Or I mean, because having that opportunity, I'm sure I think about this too, because I'm trying to, you know, do my own version of be successful, and to the extent that I'm not, there's kind of a freedom to that, because I'm just like, it's great to be able to just not feel like I'm a slave to this shit.
Yes.
And I can have a family and we can go for a walk, and I'm not, but if I was really popping off, like you're popping off, I would feel like, fuck, I got to post again.
Originally when it first started going off, I was on my phone all the time because I was obsessed with the minutiae. I was looking at the good and the bad, and I was like, holy shit, I got a lot of good comments and I got a lot of bad comments. Let me emotionally dissect all this. Yeah. And like, I'm not an emotional dude. Like I said, I don't cry, I don't do anything. I'm a very just generally very stoic kind of dude naturally. Well, not really. Not stoic in the way of like, I can handle anything, because I'm very expressive. But when it comes to like on a public forum, I try to keep a general cleanness about and not show my cards too much. And that's something I pride myself on. Trying to anyways,
there's a little distance.
There's a distance. There is distance.
A little remove.
And then generally I do the old fucking king of the hill thing, mate. You got some emotions, mate. What you do? You get them, you put them in a chest in your heart, mate, and you lock it up, cunt. You leave it there until you fucking go insane. You know, and that's literally it. Anyways, but I look at all that shit. When I first started, I was obsessed with it, mate. I was like, oh, look at this fucking shit, mate. 1 million fucking views, cunt.
Yeah.
But now I'll make a video, good or bad, pop off or doesn't pop off. I've dejected myself from the vanity metrics, and that's helped me stay off my phone. When I post, I'm off the phone all day. You know, I've got my phone on sleep mode, do not disturb, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people messaging me and me having to go, the bing, oh, fuck.
No,
you know,
it's poison.
could be my nana, you know, but so like, even if it is like, I don't want to have this like thing saying, hey, your phone wants you to look at your fucking phone, mate.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't like that,
Terrible. It's toxic.
you know, but
that's what's toxic.
so it's just, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel like maybe you're going to be okay after all.
Oh, I'm great. Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah.
I've only recently gotten to this equilibrium of like, well, I'll hop on my phone, but at the end of the day, I'll look at my metrics and I'll do that. But for the most part, I'm just looking at screens all day. So I need to fucking make sure I have some kind of, because I'm making music on a laptop, you know? Watch the fucking TV. You're on your phone. Like, when's your eyes going to get a rest, you know? And you feel yourself go fucking insane when you do that all day. Like, you're like, holy fuck, like, the sun isn't as fucking beautiful. Like the grass doesn't look green enough. Like everything's so stimulating on these phones. You go into the real world, it's not exciting. The real world's supposed to be this awe-inspiring, fucking inspirational.
It's God's green earth.
Yeah, you look at the world and you're like, yeah, this is sick. Like springtime, walk or summertime, whatever. Like I was looking outside, saw the leaves falling from the trees. Autumn, I'm usually like, or fall, whatever you guys call it. And I looked at the fucking leaves, and recently I've been like, oh, whatever, it's just nature. I went inside and I'm like, fuck, that's a nice shade of fucking golden, yellow, brown, fucking green, cunt.
You know what's weird is that the older you get, the more you notice that shit. Like I never saw when trees bloomed, and now I'm just like, oh my God. There's like 2 weeks where all of a sudden the world just explodes, and it's so beautiful. Yeah. So like, it'll make an old man cry.
I tell you what though, when I come from Australia, we have a lot of non-deciduous trees. Deciduous is the right word, right? The trees that
the
fall.
leaves are the deciduous ones.
Yes. So we have a lot of trees, like we have eucalyptus gum trees, which don't.
Coniferous.
Yeah. That's the fucking
We're
word,
smart.
mate. I like that. See, this guy's a fucking genius. Coniferous, mate.
I know my
Coniferous fucking... anyways, we don't have a lot of that. So when autumn comes around, fall, it's kind of negligible. It's just it's the prequel to the next season, right? But coming here, it's like everything's falling apart. Everything's falling. It's like this beautiful spectacle. So, is. And then the winter's winter and the summer's summer. In Australia, it's just fucking hot. Different flavors of hot. There's no snow. So I made my first snowball last year.
Like you were a little kid.
Yeah.
No, it's so great, man.
Yeah, strange.
America's the best.
But so coming outside, it's like, best thing I've ever done. Fucking separate myself from the phone, create some boundaries, and just try to get back out in the world, you know? Try to get my sunlight every day before I have my cup of coffee.
See some people, subject yourself to some random situations.
The only thing I need to work on, bro, my sleep schedule is fucked.
What time do you go to bed and get up?
It doesn't. There is no time. And that's the problem.
Do you stay up all night sometimes?
Yeah, because I get really inspired and I'll make hella music, right? Yeah. But in some days I'll sleep and I'll wake up at 9.
Do you smoke pot?
No.
You just drink beer or drink?
I drink, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes.
Do you think you drink heavily or this?
No,
this is not intervention or anything. I'm just curious.
No, I'll drink on the weekend and I'll most definitely get sloshed, mate, because I'm an Aussie, right? I'm an Irish descendant.
You have a reputation to maintain, sir.
I'm chaotic, but I don't seek out beer. I don't seek out any substances because I'm kind of riding on a high and a low at all times, you know, because it's always, I'm in this fucking weird celebrity state where it's like, you're like, whoa, all the time. So I'm just kind of high on the fucking my own supply and just fucking walking around like, okay, what do I need to do? But when it comes to, I don't need drugs, you know?
Yeah.
But like alcohol for sure. I love beer.
I
love these American beers, dude.
Oh,
like these $2 PBRs at Schulman's down the road.
Drink them forever.
Fucked up, mate. I went there, almost fucking died. Because the import costs in Australia are so expensive. Like getting a case of beer is fucked. You know,
how much is a case of beer?
I can't even remember. Because now that
how much is a beer? Like a pint of normal Australian beer?
I'm trying to think about it. It's like $7
for like not a high grab, like
for like a schooner.
Yeah,
I think. No, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. It could be more.
But everything's
less.
expensive in Australia.
I just can't remember because I've been in America a while now.
How long? 2 years.
2 years, but I've been up and down. So I've just been acclimatizing to the American economy, and I've always been working American dollars. And when I was in Australia, I was always just fucking ready to go back. So it's like this thing. So I haven't really partaken in the bar culture in Australia since I was a little kid. Yeah. Sneaking into bars as a little kid, but fucking, you know, you come to America, mate, you got fucking beers. Cheap as fuck, mate. Cheap as piss. Literally fucking piss, mate. In a fucking tin can. You just crack. You could drink fucking 20 of them and you'd be whatever.
It's
you know?
amazing. Yeah.
And so you can, especially in Nashville, where everyone just says, if you're not drinking, you're not doing anything. You know, it's just perfect for me, mate. I love going
Good
out.
Fit.
You know, gosh, $2 fucking beers, mate. It's fucked up.
It's paradise.
It's
heaven on earth.
You know, it depends on who you ask. You know. God forbid you're an alcoholic, you know? You can have a great time.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for the people living in New Orleans. Have you been down there?
No.
Dude, I don't know how anybody survives. It's just a town that doesn't quit partying. The food's fantastic.
Yeah, and they got all those crazy bars.
You just drink all day long, and it's wonderful and wild. And
Baton Rouge and all those places.
It's very sweaty, though. It's kind of gross.
It's a muggy place, mate. It's like we're experiencing the summer here,
there.
but it's like 2 times that down there.
Yeah,
And they got those
worse.
mosquitoes, you know?
Yeah, it's way
big
worse.
ass fucking things.
So you got a show coming up. You finally got one.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Can we talk about it?
This is going to air like a September.
Yeah. October 17th at the Cannery Hall. Just this sick venue.
Big room.
Big room.
It's the big room, right there? Or
no, we're
the
gonna
medium one.
We're starting small because we just want to fucking
Pack it out.
Well, we want to pack it out. That's
Yeah.
what we want to put on a great show. And we don't want to we don't know who's buying tickets in Nashville. We don't know what's going. We haven't barely played any fucking shows.
You don't even know who your Nashville audience is.
No, we don't know shit because we barely played any shows.
That's so
The
interesting.
only big shows
Who's
I've
gonna
played.
come?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Who's gonna?
What
come?
you know? My hope is that we pack the fuck out this small venue, and then there's a culture that wants to see the next one. And you'd rather that than you fill a 1,000 cap to 3/4 capacity because everyone sees it. It's not a giant spectacle.
Yeah.
And then no one wants to come to the next one because everyone's seen it, you know?
Also, if you sell it out, then there are people that didn't get in, and that's great.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like a supply and demand kind of thing.
And the smaller the room, the more people feel like they're part of something special.
Yeah,
I don't have to tell you. You know all this.
Yeah, I just want my first show to be an intimate.
Fantastic. So what is it gonna? What can people expect from this show?
Well, usually with my old music, it was like a lot of Beastie Boys, hip hop, hard rock shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I'm gonna do a lot of
Chili
that too.
Peppers
Chili
influence.
Peppers kind of that kind of a bit
yeah.
of Rage Against the Machine, you know. But what I was gonna say, but with this new stuff, I'm like fucking. It's acoustic. It's fucking. It's down to earth. It's Bob Dylan. It's fucking Cigarette in a Dark Room. So there's gonna be some up tempo shit. But it's gonna be like an intimate experience where I'll be talking to the fan, being funny, doing what I'm doing now. Where you from, mate? Oh, I'm from fucking, you know, oh, fuck, you know, just being funny or whatever.
Yeah.
And then playing my guitar, having band there. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be hectic. Get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for because I've done that my whole
coming.
life. And I'm just ready to fucking just be a musician.
Yeah. Take it down a step. I love the old stuff, man. It is like it's produced and it's kind of like rap is not the right word, but you do a little bit of that in Fool's Gold, you know?
Yeah.
There's kind of like a talk.
It's like there's like this, it's like yeah, I guess it is hip hop. It's like a hip hop kind of, yeah. It's like this, I don't even know what to call that part. It's like it's very old school, very 60s rock, like kind of scatting on the beat.
It's kind of a scat.
Yeah. It's like jazzy. But,
October 17. Is that I got that right?
Mate.
At the Cannery Hall, which is a storied venue in Nashville.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
They're real good there. They're one of the only venues that gave me the time of day when I was trying to look for venues.
You had a hard time booking.
Yeah,
a room.
because you know there's a lot of promoters and generally in the music business, as we're talking about, you know, there's just a handful of people that kind of promote all the venues, control the levers.
Yeah,
and generally, if they're a bunch of millennials, they're not going to agree with what I'm saying. So they have kind of the gatekeepers, and so of course a lot of them are going to say fuck Sloe Jack, like he disagrees with me fundamentally. I don't want him at my venue, and that's cool. But I don't respect that. I think that's fucking cowardice and it's fucking cunty. I think they're fucking losers or whatever.
Well, at the end of the day, too, nothing talks in America like fucking money. And you're like with your follower count, you're just going to kick those doors open, and that's how change happens.
But that's why when the Cannery Hall accepted us and it was a big respect moment, you know, because usually you don't get that kind of well, we got you. It's usually homogenous. Like it's like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. All right, we're fucked. We're gonna throw a backyard show. But they're like,
we'll do it.
Yeah. And I thought that was really admirable.
Who's the buyer? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Because shout out to him.
Yeah. Well, shout out to
them. Shout out to
really
that club.
kind. We did a tour and a couple of them didn't even agree with what I say. But you know what?
Yeah,
that's
great.
That's
fucking
that's
great.
the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool. And we had a great chat. Did a whole tour and they were real kind. And mate, like that was a big thing. Like that meant a lot to me, and I won't forget that. So when I'm big and I'm doing, I'll remember that that's a thing because you can't forget that. You got to make sure people get their flowers, as people say these days. My flowers, give me my flowers. But you got to make sure people get their, you know, these people are paying their dues spiritually just by letting people express themselves.
Yeah, well, they also are like stepping out and letting an outsider in, and that's.
But they have the
huge.
humility to know that they're a business, and they shouldn't let the promoter's ideology affect the motion and the geography of the music business. And you can't let these people like, they can't let their people kind of like dictate how the motion's going to happen. These artists will happen and they will do it regardless. So you let it flow. You know, you let people you disagree with in, because that's how it works. You don't block people out, because they're going to use that and springboard off that to something even better. Like I used all that controversy, all that denial I was getting, all that censorship and all that, and
it's only helped
it
you.
blew up. Blew up. I made a video about it. And so it's like these people just shooting themselves in the foot ideologically, because they're coming across as they're
coming across as the bad guys.
Yeah, the librarians.
They thought that they were the good. This is what's happening. This happens in every generation, but this is part of why I wanted to have you on the show, is because I've been in town for 20 years. I know a lot of cats that are that think of themselves as the cool hippies. And the cool hippies have turned into the damnable cunts. The old grumpy, get off my lawn.
I love hearing an
guys.
American say cunt.
Yeah,
it sounds offensive.
I would never do it, except it's your influence, man. I'm in the presence of an Australian.
That's our
undermining,
word.
Feel infiltrated.
That's our word. You can't say that word. We took that word back. We're a bunch of cunts, and now we say it.
Yeah, it makes it okay when you say it. I don't know.
I was gonna say, but yeah, bro, it's a real thing, really, and the kids are saying it. And it's the
exactly.
Thing. And people go,
"You fucking old dogs."
How could Jack pop off? How could you? It's because I'm the one who's saying the thing. And everyone else is trying to tell me not to say the thing.
Yeah.
And so whoever's saying the thing, whether it was Green Day in the 90s, we're saying the thing. American idiot. The government's like, don't say American idiot. And now they're on the stage saying, get vaccinated or you suck. Like, It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, mate.
Yeah.
It's like, let people have their different opinions, regardless of what they think. And that's the public forum. And the court of public opinion, if it's all fair, it's going to take care of itself. You know, you got some crazy lunatic, delete, we should get rid of all these types of people. It's like, everyone's like, what the fuck? No. But if you suppress those kinds of people, there's going to be like an appetite for that strangeness.
Yeah.
You know? That's why you see all these extremists these days.
And then it goes underground, and then it's unsupervised, and then it festers, and it turns into something actually ugly. Yeah. But it's like, bring in the ugliness out.
Expose ugliness.
What's your deal, man?
But expose all opinions, you know? Not to say my opinions are ugly, but my opinions are the youth right now. The youth is disenfranchised. We're pissed off. We're sick of being told what to say and that we're emotionally a problem or we're insensitive.
Yeah.
We got enough fucking problems. The economy was ruined by the same people that are handing down this kind of guilt onto us. They're saying, we've ruined your economy. We supported locking you guys inside and ruining your childhood. This isn't me playing, the world's smallest violin or whatever, But
that's our phrase. But
really?
You can borrow it, yeah.
But I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, fucking, these people have made the youth right now that are growing up, they made us feel pressured. They made us feel guilty. They made us feel like we're a problem. And these people have been our problem. They've been vindictive, nasty, sanctimonious, browbeating people. You can't say that. You can't say that. Well, we want to fucking say that. And that's what I'm doing. And people are like, he's saying it. And I'm independent.
Somebody's saying it.
And I'm independent,
hey, this
dog.
guy's saying it.
Yeah, and I'm some cunt from another country who has nothing to lose, so they can't do anything. I'm independent. I'm not even signed to They can't get me fired. They have to kill me.
They can't cancel. Yeah,
They'll have to kill me.
Protect this man at all costs.
But that's the thing. And that's why it's like, they can't get me, cunt. And it's like, that's why people go, whoa, he's going to be my guy. That's my guy I want to fight with.
Yeah.
Because I'm a leader for these kids, man. And I'm inspiring these kids, mate. But it's like, I wouldn't be shit if people just let people like me talk. Like, if they just let us have our forum and let us just actually speak and participate in society and like have a conservative thought, God forbid, even though not like the majority of America has those opinions. The majority, their
ostracization of you and your kind and your generation set you up for this moment.
Yeah, but I can't even believe in trying to justify having the common thought. Like, it's crazy. What I believe, just look at all the statistics. Like, a bunch of people, the election was so lopsided. It's one of the most lopsided elections ever. Because people are sick of the fucking bullshit, the woke crap, mate. So I can't believe I'm sitting here having to go to myself going, yeah, like people like me, we might say, dude, I'm just saying the thing that everyone's thinking. It's just the normal thing. And people just want to be normal. People want stability. They want normality back. People are sick of this expression. We want good movies. We want beautiful girls back. We want tough dudes back. We want fucking just badass fucking American shit back, mate. Monster trucks, fucking Linkin Park. Like, just fucking dinosaurs, cunt. We just want fucking some real shit back, mate. We're sick of this hairy-fairy, oh, let's make sure we have a fucking checklist of diversity. I got black mates. They don't give a fuck how many black people are in the movie. Why do the white people care? We shouldn't give a fuck. Let's just all fucking come together and be fucking sick again. And the 90s was peaking, mate. That's when liberalism was sensible. That's when but that was when the right was a bit. But that was a good time.
But yeah, the right was out of line as it set up the left for the 90s.
But you had this kind of, it was more, people like, there was obviously problems.
Yeah, but also people weren't on their phones. I agree, the 90s were the best. I graduated in 94. Isn't it crazy
that the 90s was such a turbulent time? I wasn't alive now, I was born in 2002. But the 90s was such a turbulent time, it had so many problems, yet people look at it so fondly now as it was this like harmonious era. Yeah. Because now it's so chaotic. To everyone's just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, people are looking, I know people who don't watch modern movies and they only watch movies from the 90s and below because they're so sick of political messaging getting inserted into everything. And like, yeah, everything was political back in the day, but it was subtle, it was artistic. Now everything feels like a lecture. And the kids are tired of fucking sitting in class, mate. And that's it. Kids just want to be fucking rowdy, throw the papers in the air. And that's it. And so the fucking woke fucking millennial with the fucking little fucking cat's eye glasses and the fucking Funko Pops can cry all they fucking want. But that's how the culture's moving. And you've created that Leviathan. And so you're going to have to fucking deal with the fucking beast, mate. Because you've locked it in the basement and said, fuck you, you got to think about what you've done. And we're like, we haven't done shit. And so we're just going to be fucking chaotic now.
Ready or not.
Yeah, ready or not, here we come, mate. And they can't do anything. Because you can't cancel. Just look at the fucking American Eagle shit. You can't cancel people anymore. It doesn't work. They make millions of dollars because of all this drama. Like Sydney Sweeney made that fucking company like $400 million. 5 years ago, she would have got kicked out of Hollywood. That company would have made a formal apology. Everyone doubled down. And now we're going to see more hot chicks in jeans. What a fucking blessing, mate.
What a win.
And I can't believe people are against that.
Well, the tide is definitely turning, and I'm just glad to have caught you when I did.
Mate, I really appreciate you having me on.
The best is yet to come.
Bro, you're actually the first person who hit me up about doing an interview in Nashville, so it means a lot. And this is...
yeah, that's because I have nothing to lose either, and I'm a reasonable person, impartial. And you're interesting.
But you're a moderate guy. You look at the world, you look at it through your own hierarchy of what's important. You have your own.
What it really is. It's the Gen X's coming with the disease. And,
but honestly, bro, I can see this podcast becoming massive because you give me a chance to speak. You're not trying to fucking, we can't let him on. You fucking let people on, right? And we'd probably disagree on a lot of shit. We probably agree on a lot of shit.
I was hoping that we disagreed on more, but you're actually like really reasonable.
I'm just trying to be sensible.
You're just funny.
You know.
You're funnier than you're just fucking
thanks,
funny.
I'm just bombastic, mate. Sometimes I'm not afraid to say the wrong thing, but bro, I just think this podcast's gonna be fucking sick. You've been professional as fuck. Just want to let you know, bro, it's very rare, you know, and you probably know that. It's probably why you guys conduct yourselves in such a good manner, because it's like there's so much fickle crap, you know. So I just appreciate you guys having me on and fucking just being good people, you know. It's hard to find people who just want to have a chat, you know.
Well, the joy is mutual, and I'm a big fan, and I'll be at that show, and I wish you every success.
Let you backstage, we'll have some fucking beers, mate.
The Morse Code Podcast is produced by Korby, Lenker, and Jared Hammond in East Nashville, Tennessee. Our executive producer is Randa Newman. You can find full videos for this and all previous episodes at morsecodepodcast.com.